Hi everybody, John Cottrell here of MBODY Yoga, and this is Soft Flow Yoga. In this practice, we're going to get into some twisting. Let's begin our practice in seated. Let's get reacquainted with breath. Let's start with a few deep breaths. Nice full breath in, filling up your lungs, and exhale through your mouth with a sigh. I just feel all that tension start to release. Inhale, fill yourself up, and exhale for the release. Good. And just continue with slow, steady breaths. Feel free to do this with your eyes opened, or you can close your eyes or just soften your eyes. Perhaps just take a soft gaze downward. As we get into breath, just contemplate what our practice is about today. We'll be focusing on twisting, and twisting, I believe, is a wonderful way to release. I like to think of a wet towel, a drenched towel. Maybe that's just been dipped into a bucket of water, so it's drenched. And so you wring it out until all that moisture is gone from that towel. So we kind of do the same thing with our bodies. Just give ourselves a good rinse. Let's keep up with the breathing. Slow, steady breaths. Let's add a simple movement while we are breathing. Here we go. Take a breath in and extend your arms out across the room and all the way up, reaching high. And exhale. Extend the arms out with some good effort as you let your arms float back down by your side. Let's do that again. Nice full breath in, reaching out. Good energy through your hands and fingers. Reaching up, good length. Exhale, extend, and reach out, finishing the breath. Do that 2 more times on your own. One last one. Good. Just pause for a moment with the movement, but continue with your breathing. The arms relaxed, maybe a simple circle of your shoulders, a few times backward and a few times forward. Just hold for a moment. Let's start with the seated twist. Let's start with the arms extending out and up with an in-breath. Let's hold them up for a moment so you get that good length. On the exhale, gently turn to your right just a little bit. Hold until you just naturally stop, and then just bring the arms back down. Once you bring them down, you can take this back hand, maybe just push it into the ground so you maintain a lengthened spine. And with the front hand, maybe just bring it over to this right knee and just hold here, just to kind of hold yourself in place. So we're really not over rotating. I just really turned my torso until I just stopped naturally and just holding here. We're beginning that wringing out sensation, but not too strongly. So all we really need to do here is continue to breathe in and just feel tall with the assistance of that back hand pushing into the earth. And with the exhale, you might even pull gently the belly button in towards spine. Not only do you get this twist, which is nice for your back, the side bodies, but it's also a good conditioning for the oblique muscles here too. Just a couple more breaths. And I'm not using this hand to pull, I'm just holding myself in place. One more breath. So I'll inhale here, getting nice and tall. Exhale, pull belly in as a way to brace and support the body as we now unwind and face forward. Just pause for a moment. Let everything just come back to neutral. It's like you took that towel, you wrung it out, and just brought it back and just opened up its natural shape. Let's do the other side. So let's inhale, extend the arms up into the air. Get that good length, making wonderful space up and down the spine. As we exhale, we'll just gently rotate to the left, hold, just when you naturally stop, and then just bring the hands back down. Again, this back hand will just brace yourself, push into the earth to maintain that length through the spine, and this free hand in front, just placing the hand on the knee or thigh to hold you in place. Again, we're just breathing in, getting tall, making all the wonderful space up and down the spine. Exhale, pull belly in, and that's the wringing out. After these rotations, we'll just do a simple standing flow with a lunge or two, and we'll come back down to the earth and finishing up with a couple more twists I want to show you. All right, 2 more breaths here. Last one. Good. To come out, we still want to breathe in, just get nice and tall. Exhale, pull belly in for that nice support, and unwind. Hold. Everything's coming back to neutral. Let's make our way to hands and knees. And of course, you can use some nice padding underneath you to support your knees and your hands. Let's do a few cat-cow flows. Another way to move the spine. We rotate it on an axis, and now we're just going to undulate the spine. Inhale, tip the chin up, arching the back, making a back bend feel. Exhale, tuck the pelvis under, rounded spine. Chin to chest, feel the belly button pull up towards spine. Inhale, feel the pelvis tip back, belly drops, heart opens, chin lifts. Exhale, round it out. Maybe just a few more times. Wonderful mobility through the spine in this direction. And of course, some nice release and opening through the hips. Let's take one more. We'll finish in a neutral tabletop posture. Hold here. Let's go through a lunge series. So let's move our pad out of the way and come back to hands and knees and make our way into downward facing dog. I like to step the hands forward a little bit, spreading out the fingers just to create a good base. Lean forward to press the palms flat into the mat, opening up the palms, and also good strength and energy in the arms. Tuck toes. We'll do another cat-cow. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Hold this cat pose. Push into the floor with the hands. Tuck toes. Lift the knees off the floor. Send your hips into the air. Head and chest sink between the arms. And there's our downward facing dog. We'll move right away into a lunge series. Let's inhale, extend right leg up. Let's just add a bit of a twist here. Bend your right knee, bring your heel down towards backside, lifting the knee a little bit. If you lift the knee, you naturally twist the lower half of the body, opening up towards the right side of the room. It's a nice hip opener. Breathe in. Exhale, unwind, stepping through, right foot to the top of the mat or just behind the right hand. We'll turn left heel to the floor. There's a lot of weight forward, so we shift the weight back. I even move my hands back in order to get more weight into that back foot. So I feel grounded. Extend the spine by rising up to fingertips. You can climb up this front leg to thigh to help extend spine more, and then finish your stand. Let's breathe in, reaching into the air. Exhale, lunge and hold for a couple breaths in our Warrior One pose. Breathe in and exhale. Let's open up to a Warrior Two, just turning to the left, bringing arms down to parallel. And if you need to, make some adjustments with your feet for greater stability and balance. Nice and tall. And even notice I'm turning my head, so I'm facing forward or past my right hand, which is actually another twist, really, if you think about it, twisting in the spine, the upper spine. And then a side angle pose. Let's reach forward to angle the upper half of the body. Let's rotate the arms here, reaching down and reaching up. Initially, maybe looking down. We'll do another turn of the neck, slow. Turn so you may be facing directly forward for a neutral neck, and just keep turning your head until you're gazing upward. Let's breathe in. Exhale, we'll carefully turn the entire body. Bring hands back down to the floor. Slide right foot back, plank pose. Hold for a moment. We'll soften the knees, send hips into the air, moving again into downward facing dog. Make some adjustments. Hold for a moment, and we'll do the other side. Inhale to extend left leg into the air, first a straight line, and then we'll bend this left knee, bring the heel down towards backside. A simple lift of the knee will create that twist in the lower back, opening the hips. Be sure to be pushing your hands firmly into the floor so your arms stay straight to help stabilize the upper body. Breathe in and exhale, unwind, stepping left foot to the top of the mat, right heel to the earth, shifting the weight back. Plant that back foot, rise to fingertips to help extend spine, and we'll climb up the leg to thigh. Fully extended spine at the angle. Then inhale, reach out and up with your arms, reaching up, and then finish with the lunge. Hold for a couple breaths. And we'll open up to a warrior two. Again, adjusting your feet. Good balance, nice and tall. You're probably just facing forward, but then turn your head to face your left hand. And there's our upper neck, spinal twist. Then side angle, let's reach forward, angled upper body, rotate the arms here. Reach down and even look down towards the left hand while the right arm and hand extends upward. And then a slow turn of the head, neutral. Keep turning until you naturally stop, reaching or looking upward. Let's take a breath in. Exhale, turn and fold. Bring the hands back down to the floor. Slide left foot back. Plank pose. We'll just pause right here. Let's bring knees to the ground. Sit back briefly into hero, then off to the side. So we can swing the legs around to the front. Let's scoot forward a little bit so we have some space behind. Then go ahead and roll down onto your back. Go ahead and draw the knees in. Come back to your breathing and perhaps add some simple movements. We're going to move into spinal twist. Very popular pose, often done near the end of a class. At least I like to teach it at the end of a class. So we're going to start with the knees moving over towards the left side of the room, carefully coming down, and then perhaps extend the right arm straight up, then out to the right side of the room. And that will create the twist. And just notice where this affects or how it affects your back and the spine. Some variations or modifications here. Now, my left leg, the bottom leg, does reach the floor, but let's say yours does not, and you feel like you're really forcing it or it's uncomfortable for your low back. You may want to use a prop, maybe a couple books or a pillow. I've got my block here. You can place it underneath that bottom leg. Just kind of prop it up like that. That way you don't over-rotate. Or even place something between the knees here. And I'm just placing this left hand just lightly resting on the top of the leg. I'm not pushing or forcing this. It's just resting here. And with that natural weight, it just continues the twisting sensation in the low back body. So again, spinal twist. Feel free to hold here as long as you like, but we'll hold for another 2 breaths. Okay, we're gently and slowly coming back up to center. Move my block out of the way. And just come back to neutral. And again, thinking of that wringing out of the towel, coming back to its natural shape. Let's slowly take the knees over to the right side. Same thing, if the leg doesn't reach the floor or if you want some extra support, just place something underneath. And the left arm extending straight up and then out to the left side. We'll hold here. My right hand, again, just resting lightly on the top leg, which is the left leg. We'll take several breaths. It's nice because it's somewhat relaxing. That's why I like to teach at the end of yoga classes. After all that movement, you get to rest a little bit. And it's a nice stretch, stretching out the back in this wonderful twist. Wringing out, releasing, letting go. We'll take 2 more breaths. And again, feel free to stay here as long as you'd like. Here, let's come out of the pose, coming back up to center. Coming back to neutral here. And then go ahead and set the feet onto the floor. We're going to do another style of the spinal twist. A nickname we have for this pose is Windshield Wiper Twist. Just think of the windshield wiper blades on a car. So I'm going to take the feet a little wider, right out to the edges of the mat. We'll start by taking both knees over to the left, but as the knees go to the left, it's going to affect your right side because this knee is turning inward. So kind of an inner rotation of that leg. You want to be mindful of not only the hip and back, but also the knee, because it can feel like it kind of torques the knee a little bit. And if you need to, again, a pillow or a block or something, if you can reach, place it here so the knee rests. That feels nice, actually. But if you feel like you can go a little further, here's a couple things you can do. This left foot, create this binding effect by placing the foot on the knee. And again, the natural weight of the foot will just pull it down, increasing that rotation. And to get that stretch and lengthening sensation down through the whole back side, take your right arm straight up and behind you. It really creates a wonderful twist, length, and release. But you can always just keep this more neutral where you don't create the foot bind, and this right hand can just remain down by your side or out to the side. 2 more breaths. Let's come back to neutral. If you did create the bind, let's release. This right arm just coming back down by your side. And we'll lift the knees, come back up, and return to neutral and center. You'll feel that transition from that twist to a more lengthened back body. We'll do the other side. Just be sure your feet are at the edge of the mat. Slowly take knees over to the right. Be aware it's affecting the left side, so notice how this feels in the left hip, that back area, and of course the knee. Pad the knee. And what I usually tell my classes, if this doesn't feel quite right in the hip or that knee, just return to the regular spinal twist and just stack the legs. I'm going to go for that bind again, placing the right foot here on top of the knee, drawing it downward gently. And I'm going to extend the left arm up and reach behind. Take some deep breaths, helping that stretch and length and that wringing out effect. Let's take 2 more breaths. And again, with any of these rotations, you can hold them longer if you'd like, since there is a wonderful relaxing effect to them. Let's bring the left arm back down. I'm going to unbind the knee and foot and bring the knees back up so the spine returns to neutral. Just hold here for a moment. We'll return to seated. So I'm just going to twist, turn, press, and lift. Come back to seated, sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath. And one last movement together. We'll inhale and extend the arms out and up into the air. Exhale, bring your palms together and down to your heart. Take one more breath. And as we come to the close of our practice together, we bow, saying, Namaste. Thank you so much for watching and participating in this yoga lesson. To help us with the channel so we can continue to bring you more content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's really appreciated. Namaste.